I'll tell you guys, this is not one of the perks of the job, getting to do a video report at 4 a.m. when you're sick as a dog. So you're going to have to put up with my lousy voice here as I continue to battle bronchitis as I try to hack my way through this one for Saturday. Of course, Friday night, a second straight 2-0 sweep with the complimentary plays, giving you winners in the NBA on the Pistons, getting the half-point cover against Milwaukee, and also on the Hawks against the LA Lakers. 155 wins, 116 losses. With the complimentary plays here over the past 147 days on the video report, not a bad 5-month run with the plays I'm giving away for free. And of course, as you know, or you should be aware, I am 10-1 with my plays in college football the past 3 Saturdays combined, including a perfect 8-0 with the comp plays here on the video. And I've got free selections coming up on 2 of your title games today in the SEC from Atlanta, the Florida-Alabama side, and from Indianapolis, the Big Ten title tilt. And I dare you to say that 3 times quickly, between Michigan State and Iowa. That's coming up in a moment. But first, before we talk more college football, I just want to bring up that one word that brings tears to my eyes, and that is, of course, Adele. I just feel compelled, since I've updated you weekly on the progress here, to give you the latest report. You know, Nielsen's sound scans. They've been doing the tabulation of record sales since 1991. She's become the first ever to have 2 straight weeks where she has just had monstrous sales. First ever to push over 1 million sales on the second week of the release of an album. Her album's already sold 4 million. This is just the start, guys. It's only going to get worse. I can't even talk about it anymore. It just chokes me up. Or it's the antibiotics I'm on. I'm not sure. It's one or the other. How about some of the college football coaching moves here? You see Houston retained Herman. 5-year contract to keep him with the Cougars at least a little bit longer. Not bad for them being able to lock him up. How about Bronco Mendenhall leaving BYU finally and taking the job at Virginia? I mean, all the schools that he's been rumored to be associated with over the years. Did you think Virginia would come out of nowhere? But I'll tell you what, the Cavaliers had to do something, because with Virginia Tech going out and finally replacing Frank Beamer, a great coach, but let's face it, I think he stayed about 5 or 6 years longer than he probably should have, but you're not going to kick an institution to the curb, you know. Going out again, Justin Fuente with his high-powered offensive schemes from Memphis, that definitely is going to light up Blacksburg. They had to do something in Charlottesville, and they go out and get a proven winner, a guy who's had some very good teams. Be real interesting, though, to see now, you know, he's coming from BYU to the East Coast. You know, any of these coaches, the keys to everything is the recruiting, the contacts, the coordinators they have, how they recruit in their own backyards and neighboring states. I always thought Virginia, that area, was a great area for recruiting, because you could rob from Pennsylvania, you could dip down into the South regions, into North Carolina, South Carolina, sometimes in Georgia, go a little bit over in Ohio. You're not going to get the premier athletes, but you got 2 teams there that should do much, much better. Now, Virginia Tech, of course, has done much better than Virginia. I've just never figured out why the Cavaliers have always struggled. Charlottesville, beautiful area, beautiful campus, University of Virginia. How about Mark Richt going and taking the job down at Miami of Florida? Of course, key there is, you know, if he's able to take the high-rated prospect that he had recruited at quarterback from Georgia, if that guy decides to join, decides to join him at Miami, oh, it makes that hiring a hell of a lot better. And, of course, you see Georgia goes out and gets Alabama's assistant coach Kirby Smart to take over the program. You know, I mean, okay, you got Nick Saban's pedigree, and you're bringing that with you. And he's supposedly a good coach, but is that going to suddenly turn Georgia and make them more than the 9 to 10 win team they had been every single year for the past decade under Rick? I don't know. Anyway, lots of other cool stuff to talk about. We'll get to the free selections here in a moment. You know, just about all the handicappers here at the site had Bowling Green last night, just like they had the Green Bay Packers the night before. So it was another profitable day. This being Saturday, of course, you know the drill. Each and every Saturday over the past 4.5 years, I've given you a money-saving discount coupon code that could potentially save you hundreds of dollars off your total purchase price. And today is no different. You can save 23% off your total purchase price by using coupon code 23%. That's 23PERCENT. It's a mix and match coupon, which means it's good for any combination of handicappers, picks, and or packages. The only stipulation, it's a one-time usage coupon, which means you got to put everything in your shopping cart at one time, then use the coupon to maximize your savings. Again, 23%, 23PERCENT. Should you have any questions, you can always contact customer service. Let's talk about the hottest handicappers here. Brad Wilton, more than half price off again today from the hottest handicapper at the site because he has his raised the bar 159 winner, number 14 out of 16. It's your nighttime game, the Mountain West Conference game of the year between Air Force and San Diego State. I think it has a kickoff like at 7:30 here tonight. You are going to get it for over half price off once again by using coupon code 150 dimes. It's 150 DIMES. Just as strong as Thursday's 159 winner on the Packers, you got for over half price off. 159 winner on the Bengals, 31-7 over the Rams last Sunday, you got it for over half price off. 159 winner on Carolina by 28 over Washington a couple of Sundays ago. 159 winner Oregon over USC 2 Saturdays ago. 3 times stronger than the 59 winner you got on Bowling Green under against Northern Illinois last night for only $9. I mean, the numbers are simply phenomenal. He's going for winning day number 49 out of 73. $10 bettors. Over the past 149 days, we're talking 1 day shy of 5 months, $10 bettors have made $41,380. Don't tell me you can't make money gambling. $41,380. I built these sites, guys, about 14 years ago. I don't ever remember a stretch where a handicapper over that time period, a 5-month period, 3, 4, 5 months, I mean, that's an absurd winning streak, has won somebody that much money. And remember, we're talking wins minus losses minus the vig. That's net profit. 41 grand over 149 days. Or if you want to look at it another way, over the past 72 days, he's made $10 bettors, $30,060. Anyway, that's one of the discounted plays today. Another red hat guy is Anthony Red. Yesterday, half price play of the day. I told you that Anthony Red had a 100-dime play on the Bowling Green Northern Illinois game. And I also mentioned, I gave you a heads up, that Gabriel DuPont had his first ever 200-dime college football release on the opposite side of the game. And the reason I told you was that if one of you had a package to one, you knew what the other play was. But I opted to put Anthony Red as the discounted play for 2 reasons. One, I thought he was on the right side, so I was betting on him myself because I had a play last night as well on Bowling Green. And 2, I just looked at the overall consistency and the winning that he has produced over a long term, and I thought that was more important at that particular stage than going with DuPont. And this is not to denigrate him, a guy who was made $10 better since last Thanksgiving, a year ago, well over 13 grand, right? Not to denigrate his talents, but I just thought that the long-term consistency outweighed that one big play. And Anthony Red won. Well, today he has his 109 winner, number 6 out of 7, his 4th straight in college football. It's your Stanford Southern Cal side. You are going to save $70 by using coupon code RED, his last name, REDD. Matches the 100-dimer that you got for half price yesterday on Bowling Green. Matches his first college basketball 100-dimer in Louisville covering against Michigan State on Wednesday, number 12 out of 16 in college hoops, which you got for 34. Matches his 100-dimer on the Panthers over Dallas on Thanksgiving that you got for 44. His last 100-dimer in college football before last night was Indiana over Maryland 2 Saturdays ago. This is college football winner number 22 out of 31 for Anthony Red. Winning day number 46 out of 68. He's made $10 bettors the past 52 days, little over $10,600. That's his long-term profit. His short-term profit, he's going from winning day number 25 out of 34 and 13 out of 16 past 33 days. $10 bettors up over 8 grand. So, again, you save $70 by using coupon code RED. There are a lot of other promos and discount codes over on the homepage. Check it out for yourself. There's a couple of big discounted plays. An early play from Steve Boonan's #1 college football crew the past 2 years, the Cali Cartel, on the Houston Temple game at a huge discount. Let me get to my complimentary plays. Otherwise, you won't be listening to me much longer as my voice is so shot. I'm going to go with the night game first. And I'll tell you what, guys, I like Michigan State against Iowa here. They're playing this one, of course, at the Lucas Dome where the Colts play in Indianapolis, so it's indoors. I look at this Michigan State team, and how can you not be impressed with the fact that this Michigan State team early in the year beat Oregon in revenge at home, had that miraculous finish to beat Michigan in the Big House, goes to Columbus a couple of weeks ago, totally shuts down Ezekiel Elliott in the ground game, totally confuses Ohio State offensively, knocks Ohio State out of #1, repeating their national championship bid by winning the game with their starting quarterback out because of shoulder problems. And then last week, Even more impressive in the way I look at it, that Michigan State didn't have a letdown. After knocking off Ohio State, what did they do? They come home and they just demolish Penn State. Connor Cook comes back, throws 3 touchdown passes in the game. I know Iowa has a good defense, but they've got no pass rush. I think they only have 3 quarterback sacks in their last 4 games. I think Cook is going to be able to carve up the Hawkeyes in this one, no pun intended. I think Michigan State is to play. I think they are fairly listed here as a 3.5-point favorite. That's where I would have priced the game when I first handicapped it before knowing the lines. I put them at 3.5. It's right where it should be. This is a situation that if you're looking at Michigan State anywhere between 3 and 4.5, I'm naturally buying down the half point. I just don't believe Iowa's for real. I think Michigan State has done everything you could possibly expect it to do this year, other than that horrifying loss that cost them an undefeated season against Nebraska. On the other hand, I'm just not that impressed with the Hawkeyes. Yes, they keep winning, but I'm just not that impressed. I think Michigan State is a more dynamic team offensively, and I think they've got the veteran experience, and I think that counts when you get to the game of this magnitude. So I'm going to go with them in this one. Your other game, listen, my best bet last Saturday, and I've won, 7 of the last 10 set, or I'm 7-2 this season with my 15-time college football best bets on Saturdays, okay? The last one was Alabama against Auburn last weekend. And I was right on the money with my analysis. I said that they had to give Derrick Henry the ball at least 35 times in that game. Well, they did better than that. They gave him the ball 46 times. He ran for 271 yards, and his 25-yard scoring scamper late in the game gave us the cover in that one. Well, Alabama's a 17.5-point favorite against Florida here. I think that's a cheap price in this game. You know, the favorite in the SEC championship game has won the game 9 straight years, going 7-1-1 against the spread. And Alabama has dominated this series as well. And what has Florida shown you here? They needed overtime to beat Florida Atlantic a couple of weeks ago. They got destroyed by an average Florida State team last week. I mean, struggling 27-2. You lose at home to Florida State after you need overtime to beat Florida Atlantic 20-14. You know, everybody talks about Florida's defense and how good it is, okay? And on paper, yes, they can stop the run. They're a good defense. You look at the numbers. But let me ask you this. Derrick Henry is not going to be stopped by this Florida defense, because this Florida defense, they couldn't stop Florida State's Dalvin Cook last week. I mean, he's not nearly as good of a running back as Derrick Henry, and he got him for 183 yards last week. LSU had him for a big number with Leonard Fournette. And this Florida offense, they've got nothing. The offensive line is so-so. They give up a ton of sacks. They've got a quarterback that can't throw the ball in Treon Harris, who is only the starting quarterback by default because the better passer, Will Grier, was suspended for the season earlier this year. The offensive line has allowed 37 sacks in 12 games. That's the most in the SEC this season. They can't open any holes on the ground. The ground game for Florida is only averaging 3.6 yards a carry. You got this big, strong Alabama defensive line that's deep, that's talented, that holds opposing running backs to 2.6 yards a carry, that gives up only 79 yards a game rushing, third in the nation with 41 sacks. I just don't see Florida moving the ball. Treon Harris, I mean, against Florida State last week, he was 19 for 38, 134 yards. Yeah, and then in the Florida Atlantic game, he was like 8 for 17 for 122 yards. He's been sacked 22 times in the past 6 games. It's just not going to happen, guys. I think that Alabama is a 17-point favorite, a team that's on a 7-1-1 ATS roll in the series against the Gators. I think they're cheap at 17.5. Roll Tide, roll. Alabama's going to be your other complimentary play. And of the two, I'll tell you what, Alabama came this close to being my best bet today, okay? So of the two, I like Alabama a little more than Michigan State, but I love the Spartans as well. Again, 8-0 with complimentary plays the past 3 Saturdays. Well, that'll do it, guys. Thank you for putting up with my scratchy voice here, and I will talk to you again tomorrow when we do this one more time.